Good morning, everybody. Let me bring my laptop up to see how things are looking. Okay, looks like I'm upside down. Let me go ahead and turn this around. And I hope everything goes all right today. I had problems yesterday. How's that look? Okay, can everybody hear me okay? Well, I'm not centered really well. I think I have to go the other way. Let me see. Might just move my paper instead. All right, I'm going to give a moment for everybody to get here. Um, This is a redo from yesterday. I had a lot of technical problems going on, so I just shut down and decided to do it another day. I don't know if it was the weather or what it was, but I'm hoping that we're better today. So far, so good. I know my orientation is good. It's doing landscape instead of portrait, which I couldn't get it to change yesterday, too. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and introduce myself and we'll get started, and we'll wait for everybody to get here. We'll just go through the business part of it. My name is Debbie Foster. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm located in Bismarck, Arkansas. And any products that I'm showing today, you can shop in my store at www.debbiefoster.stampinup.net. And not only the products that I'm using today you'll be able to shop for, but you'll be able to shop for any products that you might be needing for your crafting needs. And if you have any questions, you can email me at creatingwithdebbie179@gmail.com. And all of this is in the information on my link here. So if you miss it, you can go back and look at that. And if your order is under $150, I'd appreciate if you use our host code, which is good from yesterday's date, December 21st, until January 31st of 2023. And it is XSTMPTG3. And that's also in the description of our video today. So let me set these aside and we'll go on with our other news. And my paper just moved. Okay, Paper Pumpkin is for January is Key to My Heart. And it says that send your love to those you care about with a homemade card. Let love in the season and get just what you need to make crafts filled with sweetness in our all-inclusive kit. This month's kit includes everything you need to make 9 cards, 3 each of 3 designs, and 9 coordinating envelopes. A special love-themed photopolymer stamp set, 1 fresh freesia ink spot, unique padlock and key die cuts that you can mix and match to create something heartfelt. This month's kit also has a coordinating heart box add-on, which is these heart boxes are easy to put together and fill with something sweet for your sweetheart. It says scan the QR code below to learn more. It's got 10 heart-shaped boxes with 10 key-shaped stickers, and the finished box size is 3 inches by 4 inches, so it's pretty good sized boxes. Coordinating colors are petal pink with gold foil, and the item number is 162417, and the cost of it is $11 for that. But if you have any questions on any of the Paper Pumpkin items, if you want to subscribe for your monthly kit, or any other questions that you might have, in order to get that out on, you have to subscribe at least 1 month. So, okay, we still got the last chance products going on until the end of December, December 31st. So you want to check over those. You just go to my store and you can find those. And also it'll tell you the carryover items that are in the mini catalog, the July to December 2022. And that's just another reminder that December 31st is the last day that you can order out of the July to December mini catalog. So if there's any items that you're wanting yet, be sure that you get your order in. And you can just go to my store and do that. I'd appreciate that. I'd love to have your orders. I'd love to be your demonstrator. Okay, and then we've still got fitting florets going on until January 4th. And what that is, let's turn the page here. We have the frame florets bundle, the stamps and the dies, and those are going to be available in the next catalog too, so they're carrying over. The gold adhesive back swirls are already gone. And then we've got the framed and festive stamp set, and that's only available while supplies last or until the January 4th. And it's got a lot of nice Christmas sentiment in there. I like that. In fact, I'm using that today. And then also we got the designer series paper, which is a limited time only also, so that's while supplies last. The fitting florets designer series paper. So lots of good stuff and lots of good things ending here shortly. So, but here's the new mini catalog that's going to be from January 5th and April 31st, I think it is, 2023. I can't open it, but I can show you the cover. So it kind of gives you kind of a sneak peek of what's in there, maybe. And I love the color of the catalog. And then also, besides that, we've also got Celebration that starts January 5th and runs through February 28th. And what that is with your order of $50 or $100, you can pick out free items out of this catalog. And I can't open that either until January 5th. So it's kind of a tease, I know. So that's all the news I have going on. And I know I showed these yesterday on my Facebook Live, but I'm going to do it again today. These are a couple Christmas cards that I received from some of my friends, some of my card class members and a team member. So this one is using those pretty florets, that bundle. And then the sentiment comes out of the framed and festive stamp sets, so it's really cute. So it says, "'Tis the season to be jolly," and then "Fa la la" on the inside. And that's from Sharon. I'm not going to give any last names, I'm just going to do the first names. And then also I got this one from another friend, and she's using the Scotty dog, the punch, the Christmas Scotty, I think it is, it's called. But she only used the punch. She didn't use a stamp set, so that's another option that you have. You don't necessarily have to have the stamp set. You can do sometimes things with just the punch, so she's really creative with that. So it says Merry Christmas, and then she's got a little sentiment on the inside. I don't know where that came from. She must have gotten it from somewhere else. And that's from my friend Felicia. So that's just a couple cards that I've gotten this week. Is everybody ready for Christmas? I know we're getting down to the countdown here now. I was sick last week. I had bronchitis that turned into pneumonia, so I was in the hospital for 3 or 4 days, so that kind of messed up my Christmas plans. And then after I got home, I was home for 3 or 4 days, and we had to go to Texas because of a family member that's not doing well. So it's kind of put me up in the air on all my plans of getting ready for Christmas. I didn't even put a Christmas tree up this year, so it's kind of a bah humbug. Whoops. But that's okay. It's still Christmas. We're still celebrating the birth of Jesus Christ, and that's what it's all about. So, all right, so let's go ahead and get started with our first card here again. I'm going to do a Get Well card. And get my things out here. Here's the card. And the stamp set that we're using is the Speedy Recovery. And that's in our annual catalog. And we're also going to be using the split card texture dies. And I've already, let me get my things out here without too much crinkling going on. I know yesterday we had a lot of crackling and popping noises, and I'm hoping that it's not that way today. So if somebody could let me know how the sound is, I'd really appreciate that. Alright, so the split card texture dies has like a flower design, and then it's also got these little square designs. But I've already gone ahead and cut out a lot of things for this card today to save a little time. So anyway, let me start from the beginning here. We're going to be using Starry Sky, which is one of our new colors. And that measures 4 1/4 inches by 11 inches. And then I've scored it in the middle at 5 1/2 inches. And we're just going to fold our card and we're going to burnish that really well to get a good crisp edge. And then we've got our designer series paper, which comes from the Tea Boutique 6x6 designer paper. And I've already used quite a few in here. I need to reorder another pack of it. But we're going to be using this design. The design of my original card was different, but I ran out of those, so I switched it to this one, so it will work just as well. So we're going to go ahead and glue that down to our card base. It sure is a gloomy day here today. We're supposed to get some wintry weather, maybe, today. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. My husband was out there this morning and got the generator up and running in case we need it. So we'll have to see what happens, I guess. I don't know. It's supposed to get really cold and windy and possible snow. But just kind of like a dusting is all we're going to get, I guess, of snow. But it's that rain before that freezes that worries me. We could be doing some ice skating here. Alright, so I got one little piece here that needs to be poked out that didn't come out with a die. And I'm going to use my Take Your Pick tool to do that. If you don't have a Take Your Pick tool yet, they're really handy. One end's got the pointed end, and then it's got a spatula end that comes out. You can switch it over. And then the other side has the putty, and you get, I think you get 2 or 3 refills with it when you get it. So, and I'm still on my first one. I've had it for quite a while, so it'll last a long time. All right, we're going to take our card and set that aside, and we're going to do our stamping. And we're going to be using Starry Sky stamp pad. And I've got my stamps out already here. Oops, I got a little tag along here. One of my dots here hitched around on my stamp pad. I'll have to get that off later. Alright, so we're going to take this and we're going to stamp our sentiment, which is wishing you a speedy recovery. And we're going to stamp that right at the bottom corner. And I'm also doing my other stamping while I'm at it. I've got some scrap paper of our basic white. And I'm going to stamp the tissue box and the teacup or coffee cup. I'm not sure which it is. I think it's a teacup. And then we'll just fussy cut these out. Do I have enough room right there? I might have. I like to save as much paper as I can. Okay, that worked. And then we're going to take our little cup and we're going to stamp that. And then we're just going to have to fussy cut those out, but it doesn't take very long. Let me close my ink pad up so I don't have an accident here. And we can set that aside. And grab my paper snips and we'll start fussy cutting. Who doesn't like to fussy cut? I don't mind it so much if it's not real intricate cutting, but sometimes it can be kind of relaxing, I think. And I'll do this as quickly as I can so you don't have to sit and watch me cut away here. I'm just kind of leaving a border around my image here. I'm not going to cut right up to it. I'm going to leave a little white space around it. So is everybody ready for Christmas? Is anybody traveling for Christmas? We're not. We're just going to church that morning, and then I don't know what we got planned for the rest of the day. We haven't really quite figured it out yet, and I guess we ought to be figuring it out because it's only, what, 3 days away? Goodness, it's hard to believe. But all right, we got this almost done. Try not to cut off that little edge there. And then the tissue box is going to be easy because it's all straight lines. Yeah, I don't know what happened yesterday with my video. It was terrible. I couldn't get it to go to landscape. It wanted to stay on portrait, so I got that situated, and I was going to go, okay, let's go with the portrait thing if that's the only thing I'm going to do. But then I had a lot of, everybody said that there's a lot of noise, background noise on it. It had popping and cracking and stuff, and it got really loud at the end. The farther I went into the video, the worse it got. So I just decided to shut down and do a redo today. So hopefully it's better today. Can't see my comments here. I guess nobody's talking. I don't know. So say hi when you come on so I know that you're here. And be sure that you like and share the video if you're watching it on Facebook. And if you're watching it later on YouTube, when I get it loaded up there, be sure that you hit that subscribe button. And also that you click the like on there also. YouTube also likes us to do that. So it increases my analytics or something. I don't really understand it, but that's what they say. So we're going to put a little bit of glue on the back of our layer here. And I put it on top of my silicone mat so I don't get glue all over and I can't even follow a straight line here. After having pneumonia and stuff, I had to promise my lung doctor that I would use my nebulizer when I got home. And for some reason, it kind of makes me shaky. I don't know. Must be something in it that's causing it. But I've been trying to be good and follow doctor's orders. I don't want to end up back in the hospital again. That's no fun for anybody. Alright, so we're going to attach this to our card, and I'm trying not to get my fingers in it too much. Whoops, my paper moved. And we're going to do a small border going around the edges. And see if I can't get it on there straight, which is a challenge for me, as you all know. That's one of my trademarks, is having things crooked. And of course it's not right. Let me pick it up and see if I can slide it. That's one good thing about using the liquid glue. It gives you time to move things around if you need to. So, alright, and then we'll just press that down. Oops. I usually glue my paper down to my desk, but I didn't do that this morning. So it wants to move on me. Alright, so we're going to take some dimensionals and put on the back of our images here. Stampin' dimensionals. What would we do without them? My husband and myself already got our Christmas present. We bought a new car, I guess the day before I came down sick, and we brought it. I drove it home. I got sick the next morning, and the car didn't get driven again until we went to Texas. So it sat for like, oh gosh, 16 days before I drove it again. Crazy. But I don't know. A lot of people are getting sick right now. It's the flu and COVID and bronchitis and all that stuff going around right now. And I think I heard strep throat too, but I don't want that either. So And hopefully I stay good now for a while. Well, hello Marilyn, I'm glad you're here. Be sure that you like and share the video. I'd appreciate it. And if you want to watch it on YouTube too, I'll be on there later after I get it downloaded, after I get done here. Just do a search for Creating Cards with Debbie and you should be able to find it. So we're going to put our cup down over this. And let's pop off the backings. I don't have any fingernails, so the take your pick tool works the best to be able to pop those backings off of those. And we're going to put our tissue box kind of at an angle above our sentiment. And then we've got the 2022 to 2024 in color matte decorative dots. And that's what stuck to my stamp pad here. So I might just take one of those off of there and use it. It's stuck right here on the side. So I'm going to take your pick tool, the putty end, to pick those up. It works the best for me. And there we go. We rescued that one. We're going to put the little ones down here at the bottom. So I'm going to get me another one, put there. And then I'm going to go with the bigger ones and put those up at the upper right hand corner. Now, maybe need some more putty on my take your pick tool. It's not picking up really good. Okay, so there's that. So now let's work on the inside of our card. And I've got basic white, which is 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. And we're going to stamp this little spoon on the bottom corner. And we're using the same ink, the Starry Sky. And just move this out of the way of the stamp pad. I'm just going to stamp that at the bottom corner. Bottom right corner. And then I've got our sentiment that's going to go on there as well. And it says, sending well wishes your way. And we're going to put that kind of onto the right side, upper portion. And we can close up our ink pad. And then I've got a strip of our designer series paper, and that measures 5/8 inches by 4 1/8 inch. And we're going to place that right on the side here. So we're going to add some glue to that. And be sure you like it and share that video. My husband just popped on here for a minute. Alright, we're going to place that at the left side of our inside layer, like so. And then we're going to put some glue on the back and attach that to the inside of our card. And then we'll finish up the outside. We've got to add a bow yet. It's a good day to be crafting. It's really yucky looking out there. Gloomy, and looks like it might be drizzling or something out there. And the temperature is supposed to drop today. I think it's supposed to be down to, what did I see? 8 degrees tonight? 4 degrees? Something like that. Whoa. It don't get that cold in Arkansas. I don't know what's going on. I guess it's that cold front that's passing through with everybody. It looks like up north they got it worse than we are. Alright, so there's our card. And then I've got a double bow that I made from it's Orchid Oasis metallic woven ribbon. And it's really pretty. And with this you can also kind of ravel the ends of your ribbon to make fringes on it, kind of. So we're going to take our glue dot and we're going to place that onto our cup. And I'm going to take your pick tool again. I'm going to grab one of those off of there, off the roll. And I'm going to kind of roll it with my fingers to make it smaller. Being it's a small ribbon, I don't want it sticking out. Okay, and then we're going to attach that. I'm going to spread my bow apart so you can see that there's 2 there, not just the one. kind of fluff it up a little bit. And I've already kind of raveled the ends of the ribbon, so we don't have to do that. And I think I'll maybe trim that off. It needs to be a little bit shorter. Alright, and then we'll ravel it again. There. And can never have too much bling, so I'm going to bring out my Winter Stella, and we're going to add a little bit to our little heart there at the bottom of the cup. And then I'm also going to dab some on the leaves on the tissue box, just to give it a little glimmer. Alright, so here's our first card. Wishing you a speedy recovery. Sending well wishes your way. Hi Becky, glad to see you. I'm hoping that the video is doing better today. Do you hear any popping or crackling going on? That's why I stopped it yesterday, because it was giving me fits. I couldn't get it to work right. And let me know if the sound is good. I'm glad you're here. Be sure that you like and share the video also. And if you missed any of this card, you can go back and catch the replay of it. Okay, so let's go on to our second card. I know we're really close to Christmas right now, but I wanted to do one more. You might need some gift cards for last minute packaging. Yeah, still doing it like yesterday. I'm like, well, I don't know what in the world is going on with this sound. I wonder if any others are having problems with it. Can you still understand me enough to watch the video? I hate that. Well, I don't know what to do about it. I'm just going to go on and I don't know. Maybe it'll clear up. I don't know. Or maybe you can hear me enough to understand what I'm saying. I know I've been gone the whole month, for a month, and then I come back and it's acting up on me. I'm going to have to do some investigating to see what's going on. Okay, so here's our next card. It's a Christmas card / gift card. So if you've got some last minute gifts to get that you want to just do a gift card, this would be an option. And you could always change it into a birthday card or something instead of Christmas if you wanted to. Doesn't necessarily have to be Christmas. So let's go ahead and get started with that. I've got all my bits and pieces out here already. I think this is as far as I got yesterday. I was going to just start this yesterday and I shut down. And I wish my comments would stay up there. Alright, so we got real red cardstock. And it measures 4 1/4 inches by 7 1/4 inches. And it's scored at 1 3/4 inches. And we're going to go ahead and fold that over and burnish it. I might have done that already yesterday. And then we've got another piece of the red cardstock, which measures 3 3/4 inches by 3 inches. And then we've got a white, basic white that is for the inside, and that's going to be 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. And then we have another one that's going to be going over it. This is going to be matted onto this one, which is 2 3/4 inches by 3 1/2 inches. Let's see. And then we've got our designer series paper that comes from, oh, I didn't take that out. This is the Bows of Holly 12 by 12 designer series paper. And this is only available until December 31st, so you might want to get in a quick order here if you want some more Christmas paper. But I've cut 3 of those that are measuring where my directions go. 1.5 inches by 4 inches, and we've got 3 of those. And we'll do this first, and then we'll do the pocket afterwards, so I don't confuse everybody, especially myself. I confuse real easy. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to glue this down to the inside of our card. That's the larger weight, basic weight. And if you can't hear me to get the dimensions on all the paper that I'm using, just email me or private message me and I'll get them to you. So I don't know if you can hear me well enough to hear what the dimensions are. Alright, we're going to set that aside for a moment, and we're going to concentrate on our stamping. We're going to stamp using, I didn't show all the ones I was using here, so we're going to be using this flower out of the framed florets, and you can get that as a bundle, but we're not using any of those today. We're just using the stamp set. And then also the sentiments, "Have yourself a Merry Christmas," comes from the Framed and Festive. And then from our home to yours. And also the Fa La La are the stamps that we're using out of there. Okay. So let me go ahead and stamp that. We're going to color that real quick today. I'm just using Magenta Black ink, and we're going to stamp that up as close as we can to the upper edge and center that. I should have had my cushion underneath this, but we're going to hope for the best here. That looks pretty good. I think of my fingers, and then we're going to stamp the sentiment underneath that, which is "Have yourself a merry little Christmas." I like the sentiments in this festive and framed and festive. What's it called again? Yeah, framed and festive stamp set. They're so appropriate for Christmas. I'm hating to see it go. I wish they would have carried it over. Maybe they'll bring it back later. Okay, "Have yourself a merry little Christmas." It's going to go right underneath those flowers. And it could have been darker, but we're going to go with it. We're not going to sweat small stuff today. And then I've got stamping blends. I'm using the Real Red and the Evening Evergreen stamping blends. And I'm just going to color those really fast. It shouldn't take me very long. I'm going to start with the dark red. And I'm just going to do some shading very quickly, because I don't want you to sit and watch me color all these, so I'm going to try to do it as quickly as I can. And alright, I think that's all of the dark red. Now we're going to go with the light red, real red, light real red. I wonder if it could be our internet that's messing it up. I've got no idea. I probably should have unplugged our router this morning and restarted it. Maybe it would have cleared up. I don't know if that's the problem that's going on or what's going on with it. I might ask around and see if any other demonstrators are having problems with their sound. Okay, just trying to do this as quickly as I can without messing it all up. They say stay on the lines. And one more flower. So how's the weather where y'all are? I know it's messing with a lot of travelers for flying. They got a lot of canceled flights because of the weather. Uh, that must be really frustrating when you're trying to get somewhere. Alright, so now we're going to color our leaves. And I'm starting out with the dark evening evergreen. And I'm just going to do a little shading. I'm not being real specific, I'm just kind of adding some here and there. And then we'll come back in with the light evening evergreen and we'll blend that all together. And at least I don't have to cut this out, so that's going to save a little time. I hope nobody's in a hurry today, because I'm way back a little bit and taking my time, making up for the lost time that I haven't been here. Yeah, I couldn't believe when I looked at my last video, the date on it. I thought, oh my gosh, it's been a month. I didn't realize it had been that long. Had lots of things going on, and then I got sick, and I'm hoping 2023 is a whole lot better. I've been in the hospital 4 times this year for different things. And then my husband was in a car accident too, so that didn't help anything. We've had a rough year. Huh? But we're still here, so we're blessed that way. And we're just about finished here. Okay, that's good for that. Alright, now we're going to attach this to our red rectangle. It's loose out there. Well, it's got a goober in there. I gotta clean out. And put that onto our red rectangle. And leave a somewhat even border all the way around it. Alright, so let's bring our card back over here. We're going to start decorating that. We're going to decide which one we want to use for the front. And I think I'm going to use maybe this one. Glue that to our flap. So one goes on the outside flap and one goes on the inside flap, and then one over here on the side. I'm going to open that up into this, lay it out flat. And just attach that there. I'll put one on the inside. I think I'll go with this one. Well, yeah, I'm going to use this one. Decisions. Oops, almost scooped up and laid it on top of the other one. And this one goes on the inside flap. And then we're going to put this one over on this side so that you can see it when the card is closed. And thinking it matches right up. I'm going to leave a little white border on the one side though. Or or you could put it right up against the edge, whichever you prefer. Alright, and then we're going to attach this layer to the front, and I'm going to kind of lay it where I think I want it to be, and kind of hold my finger there so I don't glue past that area. So I just want to put glue here, and attach that. Alright, and just kind of make sure that's stuck, and I got a little bit of glue over the edge, so we're going to wipe that off with our finger and rub it on our hand to get rid of the glue. Always got sticky fingers. Alright, and now we're going to bring in our ribbon, which is, it's a 2-pack. It's the Real Red and Garden Green. And you can either use the red or you could use the green, but I decided to go with the green. So, oops. So you get 2 rolls, and I'm going to use the green. And put this back in there. Looks like the wind is picking up outside a little bit. And now we're going to straighten out our paper here. Bring our card over here, and we're going to tie that around our flap. And we're just going to do a full bow, which is just a knot. And see if I can do this. Trying to hold it tight so it doesn't loosen up on me. Oops. I'm all thumbs here, I think. I should have grabbed my tweezers so I could hold on to it, but I didn't do that before. Well, goodness, it's giving me fits here, of course. Trying to do this on camera, that always happens. I don't believe this. There we go. I got you. Alright, and we're going to trim off our ends. And I'm going to play around with this and reposition it a little bit to see how much I need to cut off. And I think I like it right there. So just straighten it out a little bit. And then we're going to cut off this one a little bit. Okay. If you want to have it lay better, you could take some glue dots and attach them, but I think it's fine. Alright, so now we're going to stamp our sentiment on the inside, which is from our home to yours, and we're using the black elemental ink again. I don't know if I'm going to load this up to YouTube or not. I don't know. I gotta listen to it later and see how bad the sound is. So from our home to yours, and make sure that your flap is going to cover that, and it did. And we're going to take our basic white again, and that measures, where my instructions go. This one is for the pocket. We've got our Real Red, which is 2 3/4 inches by 3.5 inches. And then we've got our basic white, which is 3, I didn't put the measurements down there. Why didn't I put the measurements? It is 2 3/4. Okay. The white is 2 3/4 by 3.5, and the Real Red is the same size. They're both the same size. So we're just going to make our little pocket with that. And I'm going to stamp my Fa La La on there first, and then we're going to emboss it. So when you're going to have a stamped image on an embossed layer, it's best if you do the stamping first. And we're going to do that probably towards the bottom, mid-center. Alright, and cover up our ink pad. We don't need have any mishaps. We're going to bring our baby boss over here, and we're going to do some embossing, and then I'm also going to do a die cut circle out of the top of this so we can have for a notch to pull the card out. And let's see, better turn it this way. And we're using our embossing folder. Oops, and I need to switch out plates because these are different. We're going to be using a number 4 and the number 1 plate because it's a 3D embossing folder. So we're just going to put our white layer in here, and we're going to run that through the baby boss and do some embossing with it. So we'll lay that in between our 2 plates, our number 1 and number 4. We'll go ahead and run that through, and hopefully I don't jiggle too much. I'll go a little slow so it doesn't, maybe, whoops. And, okay, we'll put those plates away. We've got the embossing folder done. Oh, and the embossing folder that I'm using is the Winter 3D embossing folder. You get 2 in the pack. And I don't know if you can tell on camera what it looks like. It's got snowflakes. Alright, and then we need to bring in our dies, which I'm using. This is the layering circle dies, and I'm going to use the smallest circle with that little edging around the stitching. And we're just going to cut a little notch out of the top of our white layer, so it'll be like a finger pull kind of thing to grab hold of the card. And we're using our regular plates to do our die cutting on here. And I'm just going to center that. And it looks pretty centered to me. And we're going to run that through our baby boss. We've got a new promotion coming up next month with celebration going on. And you can get, if you join my team, you can get a baby boss, but it's a boho color, and that's going to be one of our new colors that's coming out too. So it's real pretty. I think I wasn't going to order one, but I think I talked myself into doing it. So it's so pretty. I love the baby boss. They're so cute. And all right, so I'm done with the baby boss. We can put her to sleep for a while. All right, so let's take our layers here, and this is going to be our gift card holder. And I'm going to bring in my, all right, I don't have my tape runner. Where did I put that? Oh, goodness gracious. I have moved it. Okay, so we're going to get our Stampin' Seal runner instead. I was going to use tear and tape, but I don't know where I put it, so instead of looking for it while I'm on live, I'll just go ahead and improvise. Whoops, we don't want that, we want the silicone mat. And you want to get your glue as close to the edge as you can. So I'm going to run off probably half of it onto my silicone mat, just because I don't want it too wide. I want to be able to fit my card in there. And just enough to glue it down is all we need. Okay, so let's see what that looks like. And you can kind of do the edges and kind of curl that Stampin' Seal back up onto the back so it's not sticking out. And okay, and I'm going to bring my red layer over here in my pocket, and I'm going to attach these two together. And probably the best is just to hold them straight up and down against each other, and then they'll get matched up. And I want to bring my card, gift card, and make sure that fits in there. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so we're good. Now we're going to go ahead and attach that to the inside of our flap. And I'm just going to use my regular Tombow glue. Oops. To attach that to my flap. And make sure you get enough on there that it holds, because you're going to be holding the card in and out probably multiple times. So we're going to stuck that underneath the ribbon a little bit. And we'll put that on our card, our flap. And I'm just going to press down to make sure it's attaching really good. I had tried doing it without putting that back layer on, but when I came to this portion with the DSP, it kind of grabs, so I thought, well, I need another layer in there, so that's why I added the red layer to the back of the white layer. Okay, so here we have our gift card. That'll fit in there. Let's there we go. Just like that. So now we're going to add some red rhinestones. Did I have those out? I did. And these are just the red rhinestone basic jewels. And we're going to add some of those to our flower centers. Okay. Just to bling it up a little bit. And there. So we're doing the 3. And I think I'm going to add in another one. I know I usually do 4 odd numbers. Okay, it is tonight. We got number 4 right there. I missed that flower. And so we got 5. I like to do them in odd numbers, either 3s or 5s. So here's our card, and I'm going to bring in my Wink of Stella, which disappeared on me. There it is. And we're going to add some bling to our flowers a little bit. I'm not doing the whole flower, I'm just doing the shaded parts. And just to give it a little extra. Okay. So here's our Christmas gift card holder. It says, have yourself a merry little Christmas. And like I said, you could change this to birthday or any occasion. And then fa la la, and from our home to yours. So that's our second card. We're doing good on time, so let's go to number 3, which is our thank you card. And we're going to be using the Penguin Place. And this was a carryover from last year that they put in the annual catalog again this year. And I'm going to be using the Picture This Dies. Let me get those out. And we're using this one with the rectangle shape, and it has the circle shape, so we're using this one. And I've already done a lot of the prep work on this, so hopefully I won't keep you much longer. But if you need to go, just come back and watch the replay. I'd appreciate it. Oh, thank you, Becky. Ooh, Pennsylvania's getting ice and extreme cold. Ooh. Yeah, I'm hoping we don't get ice with this, because they said it's going to be a fast freeze when this front comes through. So with the rain ahead of it, we could have ice underneath, and then some snow flurries, I think is what they're saying. So hopefully it doesn't get bad. I'm not going anywhere. I'm staying home. I don't want to be out on the roads. Alright, let me bring our ink pads out here and our punch. With that stamp set, you get the Penguin Builder punch with it. I think it still comes as a bundle, or is it separate? It might be separate now. I know when it first came out last year, you could get the bundle, but I think it's probably separate now. Okay, so here's our little card, and originally I had said, be cool, be chill, be merry, but I'm going to change this to a thank you card instead. So I'm going to change it up a little bit. And then on the inside, it's to the coolest friend ever. It looks like I need to bring my baby boss out again too, because I embossed the bottom layer of that inside. Or I might just skip it today. We'll see. I might have done it ahead of time. Let me see here. I'm just bumbling to myself here. Alright, so we're going to use Night of Navy cardstock for our card base. And that measures 5.5 inches by 8.5 inches, and then it's scored in the middle at 4 1/4 inches. So we're just going to burnish that that fold again. And I'm getting a frog in my throat, so I apologize. And that's the inside. I'm going to do that later. And then I'm using I'm trying to remember which. Okay, this paper comes from. Let me find it. It comes from the Storybook Gnomes, and this is the back side, but we're going to use the snowflake side. And that also is only available until December 31st, too. It's in the mini catalog. And I've already cut out the die. What was it called? Gosh, I've lost it already. Well, I just had it. The picture of this dies. I cut out the rectangle. And then I embossed the white. And this measures 5 1/4 inches by 4 inches. And it's already been die cut and embossed and everything. This is going to be our layer that's going to go behind there. So I'm going to go ahead and glue that down. I was fumbling for words there. Must be a senior moment. Okay, so we're going to place that on there. Make sure I've got the right side. And match that up. I should have put some glue on the inside, but I didn't. Okay, and then that's going to go on top of our card base. So you can tell I didn't put that on very straight, but it doesn't show, so it all works. And make sure my card's opening the right direction. I don't have it upside down. And we're going to place that down on our card front, and we're going to leave a border going all the way around it. And we'll scooch this down just a tiny bit, and then we'll press it down. Okay, so we're going to set that aside for a moment, and we're going to come back and work on our penguins. So first off, we're going to grab our stamps over here that I hadn't done yet, and switch those out. I think somebody was messing with my stamps last night. My penguin was off of the block. Okay. So we're going to take our black memento ink, and we're going to stamp 3 penguins, and then we're going to punch them out. And my paper's moving here. And if you want, you could use your stamp apparatus to stamp these so you could get even darker. And I need to get my mat over here. Maybe that'll work better. We're doing photopolymer stamps. Give me a little cushion. And I'm going to let that sit there just a moment. And we need 3 penguins, so we're just going to stamp us 3 penguins. And our 3rd one. Alright. And we're going to put the lid back on that. And we'll set that aside for a moment. Alright. And we're going to go ahead and punch these guys out. And then we'll start dressing them up. And set that aside. So, penguin number 1. Need to snip that off to get it out of our way. And penguin number 2. Yeah, I could have used the Stamparatus to get these a little darker, but we're going to deal with it. Maybe they've been out in the sun a little longer or something. Alright, and the question is, can I fit this in there and keep it in place? I think I need to, I maybe should have gotten something to stick on you. Unless I can get it to sit there right, we'll try that. Scooch just a little bit. Sometimes if you attach a little piece of paper onto the bottom, you can hold it in place, but I'm being too lazy today. Alright, and our scraps of paper we'll throw, hopefully hit the garbage can or the floor. Alright, so here's our 3 little penguins. We need to put some feet on them, so we're going to punch those out. And we're using pumpkin pie cardstock. And I need 6 little feet. So here's 2, 3, 4, and 2 more. There we go. Hopefully I got all 6. We'll set that there in case we missed one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The glue on my fingers is sticking to me. Let me get rid of the extras here, pieces. Alright, and then we're going to have to stamp his nose, and we're going to use pumpkin pie ink to do that with. And bring back my piercing mat. Where did I put it? Right here. And we're going to stamp 3 noses, 1 on each, using the pumpkin pie. I always thought that this stamp set was cute. Alright. And that's all we need for the pumpkin pie. And then we're going to switch our ink to, which one did I use? I think I used Pacific Point to do his hat and scarf. And these are the old stamp pads, but they still work really good, so I haven't replaced them with the new yet. And of course I had to stick my finger in the ink pad. So we're going to stamp on some scraps of white. So bring that over here. We're going to stamp some scarves and hats. And let's see, we got a bow tie too. Yeah, okay. I didn't think I got that out yet. And 1. I need 2 of those. And the 3rd one's going to have a bow tie instead. And then I need 3 hats. 1, 2, 3, and 1 bow tie, which we'll do right here. I always try to get the most out of my paper area, so I don't waste too much. And then we're going to stamp, we're going to be using Night of Navy to stamp our sentiment with. So that's going to be, it's going to say lots of thanks. So let me stamp that, make sure it's got a good inking, and stamp that on a little skinny strip of paper. I don't know if I ever measured that, did I? I don't think I did. Let me see what that is. It is 1/4 of an inch, and then probably, oh, maybe 2 inches or less, because you're going to be cutting it apart anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So we're going to set that aside. We're going to start fussy cutting our outfits out here. So we're going to start with a bow tie, and make sure no comments, and fussy cut, and like I always do, I leave a little white border going around the image. And alright, there's the bow tie. I'm going to cut these down smaller size so I can handle it. And we've got 3 scarves. They're all straight edges, so it's not too bad. Fussy cut them. And okay, there's one scarf. And one more scarf, and then we'll do the hats. Gosh, it's quiet in the house today. Usually I hear Cookie snoring. I don't know where she's at. Alright, there's the other scarf. Let's do the hats. Probably can hear the cars going by on the highway. We live on a highway here. It used to be years ago you hardly ever seen a car go by, but through the years it's really increased, so I guess that's why they call it a highway. Everything's getting so built up anymore. We're in the country, so we don't really have close neighbors. We've got a couple neighbors, I guess 3 neighbors that are fairly close to us, but they're not right next door. We've got acreage, so it's got room in between. And our third hat here. I know you're probably getting bored watching me cutting. I probably should have done these ahead of time. Is it still noisy on your end? It's popping and cracking yet? I hope it isn't that bad today, that you're able to hear me. Alright, so let's start assembling our card. We'll put their feet on next. And I'm going to use my Take Your Pick tool. I'm going to push some of that putty out. Maybe I'm about done with this one. Okay, it's coming up enough. Should be enough for today. Alright, so I'm going to put a couple dots of glue for his feet. Oops, that was a big gob. I didn't want that much. And it's going to squish out of there. I didn't want it to do that. I should have lifted some of that off. Well, one thing, it does dry clear, so it won't show. So I might as well go ahead and put the bow tie on this guy. let this one be the bow tie guy. And then the other two are just the stockings or scarves. Okay. Yeah, we'll do the hats last. Set those aside for a moment. Still got glue on my fingers. Okay, we'll set you aside. We'll put your feet on. Just a little drop. A little dab will do you. What I do here, Cookie, now. It's her nap time, so she's just snoring. And I think I'll turn your feet just a little bit that way. Okay. And we'll add the scarf. Okay, cute, cute. And put your feet. Oh yeah, now my putty's coming out now. It's just had a delayed reaction here. I probably do need to put the refill in. I've been using this one for a long time. Alright, we'll put your scarf on. Keep you warm. And now we'll do the hats. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on the top of their head to hold the hat. And oops. These guys are so cute. And our third one. Oops, that one came out too much too, but we're going to go with it. It's a new bottle of glue, so I never know if it's going to come out slow or fast. Alright, that's good. Alright, now we're going to attach them to our card, and I'm going to put two up on dimensionals, and the other one I'm going to just glue flat. So let's do that. We're going to do the bow tie is going to go on the right side, so we're going to put a couple dimensionals in the back of him, and we're going to place him in the center of this little rectangle. And then we're going to decide which one we want to go in the center. And I guess I didn't have to put feet on all three. I could have just done the two. Which one do I do? I guess it doesn't really matter. Just grab one. And this one's going to go on this spot. And then this little guy's going to cut off, and we're going to place him peeking out from the bottom. So I may have to do a couple cuttings here to get him to fit just right. So I'm just place him up under. I guess that's good. And we're just going to put a thin line of glue right here, and then some more glue at the back side. And tuck him up under. There. So get rid of my mess here. I've got glue on my fingers like you wouldn't believe. Alright, so now I need to get out my mini Stampin' Dimensionals, and we're going to cut up our sentiment, lots of thanks, and we're going to place that at the bottom. So I'm just going to snip them apart. Lots of thanks. And snip off that edge. Things are sticking to my fingers because they've got glue on them. And take your pick tool, grab some of those one. And I might have to cut this one down to size. Will it fit on that small area? Yeah, I guess it fits. Okay. Alright, so let's pull those backings off. And we're going to put lots right there underneath that first one. And I'm going to go with thanks next, and then I'll come back and do the of right there. And of. And it's so small, I think I'm going to use my take your pick tool to place that down. And we'll center that at the bottom of our middle one. Oops, it's kind of crooked. Alright, so we've got lots of thanks. Oops. I need to pull my whole paper away there. Alright, now on the inside, we've got our basic white, which is 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. And I've already embossed the bottom portion. I don't know if you can see the snowflakes at the bottom. And we're going to stamp our sentiment, which is to the coolest friend ever. We're going to use the Knight of Navy again. And I need to bring my stamping and piercing mat. This is my stamping and piercing mat. I just lay some paper over the top of it to protect the surface. And sometimes you just want to test out the waters here, and you can use it to stamp on too. So I'm going to stamp this in the upper middle portion. To the coolest friend ever. And close that up. And then I've got another strip of the Knight of Navy cardstock. And did I measure that? I'm just going to measure it real quick. It's a 1/2 inch by 5 1/2 inches. And it's a little bit bigger, so I'm going to just trim that off after I get it glued down. And I'm going to use that as kind of a border over the snowflakes. So get it centered, and pick it up and see if it's straight. And then we're going to come back in. We're just going to trim off the edges that are overhanging. It's better to be too big than too small, I say. So, alright, and we're going to attach that to the inside of our card. And alright. Make sure I've got it going the right direction, not upside down. I have been known to do that before. Who's ever done that? Alright. There we go. And then we need to add a little bit of bling, which I'm using the iridescent rhinestone basic jewels. You can also color these with your Stampin' blends, but we're just going to use the regular plain. We're not going to color them or nothing. And I think I'm going to go with the medium-sized ones. So we're going to put one in that corner, one in the center here, and another one, maybe, let's put it right up here. Alright. And did I do any wink of Stella? I don't think I did. You could if you wanted to, but I didn't. And I didn't even use any ribbon, which is kind of unusual for me. But here's our card. Lots of thanks to the coolest friend ever. And mine, I did the be cool, be chill, and be merry, but I changed it out here. So being a thank you card instead of a Christmas card. So there's our 3 cards for today, and I'm hoping that I can figure out what's going on with my sound, so we don't have that problem again. But we did to see my calendar for next week will be December 28th. I'll be back on Wednesday, and 1 o'clock Central Time, and all the other time zones you can figure out. But we're at Central Time here. I want to apologize for the mess up yesterday and for my sound again today. And I'm going to do some investigating and see what's going on with it. I'm not really sure what's up. Oh, thank you, Becky. I appreciate that. Yes, Merry Christmas to you too. And I hope you're able to spend time with your family at this time. And I'll see you again next Wednesday, December 28th at 1 o'clock Central Time. But until then, have a wonderful day. And I hope you get time to do a little bit of crafting in between all the Christmas proceedings that go on. I always say that's my therapy. And it's my happy place when I'm in my craft room. So, Merry Christmas, everybody. Thank you for being here. And be sure that you like and share the video. And I'm not sure if I'm going to upload it to YouTube yet. I'm going to go ahead and watch the replay and see what it sounds like to me before I make a decision. So it might or it might not be on YouTube later. Okay.